Lady Cool. Some folks around call me Cool as Babe. And of course, I'm going to be here with you up until later this afternoon. But let's now bring you your tough provoking show 50-50 right here on this dial.
Good morning, Monrovia. Good morning, Habel. Good morning, Field. Good morning, Sport. Good morning, Toyota. Good morning, Salala. Good morning, Macaque City. Good morning, Tottenberg. Good morning, Clay. Good morning, Bo Waterside. Good morning, Riverside. Good morning, Polo. Good morning, Buchanan. Good morning, La. Good morning, Caldwell. Good morning, Brewerville. Virginia, Camp David. My River Edge. This is 50-50 on a Monday morning on Sky 107.1 FM with this topic, with the government of Liberia's relationship with the Congressmen, Lindsay Graham and Ted Cruz. Trump used to call him Lying Ted Cruz, who are strong Republicans, have any positive policy influence on behalf of the WEAH-led government in the Biden Democrats government. My special studio guest, hey, something went wrong. Menipakeh would not be here. Solo Kebe, who is the press secretary, would not be here. The Minister of Foreign Affairs will not be here. This Deputy Famule will not be here. Gabriel Nika will not be here. Neither will Deputy Minister for Press and Public Affairs, Tembo, be here. But I handle it myself. So it is you and I to discuss the importance. Why do we stand to the crew, meaning the government of Liberia stand to the crew as a result of this lobbying group around Washington, D.C.? The numbers to call by, we can wait for 11 o'clock. You can start calling me and give me your impression about that lobbying exercise. The numbers to call 0777-777-107. You'll be live from 50-50 on Sky 107. My name is Steve Mass, of course, the only grandson of my grandfather. And 50-50, you just can't be the experience. I'll be back right after the theme song.
Our manager Jackman said he got the money.
Hey man, sorry man, but you get ready last month about you.
Let's see, I think a new thing. Now Jackie will buy my credit data for the week.
Hey man, you are here for nothing. Jack will get a new thing. You will be surprised with the kind of new game that come with it.
My oh man, they are still here talking plenty.
Yes, get a new SIM card for only 50 cents and you'll receive free 200 megabytes, valid for 7 days, and free 50 minutes on-net credit, valid for 7 days. Now, all new customers acquiring a new SIM card will be able to enjoy rapid communication with friends and loved ones. Closer to what matters the most.
Brings you closer to what.
Orange.
Do you know what today is?
You too crazy, man. Today is the 20th.
You get? Today is Bonus Day at Orange. Can I small talking I come with you today? Orange giving us our smart deal.
That's true. Today will be whole lot of extra cheese. After Bonus Day, yeah.
More for your money at Orange. On the 20th of each month, top up $1 USD and get 100% bonus. And 150% bonus when using Orange Money. No network does it quite like Orange. This offer is valid for 24 hours.
Brings you closer to what matters.
Orange.
Here we go. I am done transferring money from my account to my phone. And I didn't forget to purchase some data for both of us.
How did you manage to finish the process so fast?
Ma, I'm using the new app there. With just one tap, I see all I want to do. Making transaction quick and easy for me.
You mean it easy and I only have to download the app?
Yes, so ma. And by the way, the item you took are on me, Marco. I am paying using the same app. My transaction on the screen right in front of me.
No need to go through a long, tedious process to transact. Now, with one single tap, you find all options to complete your transactions. Download the Orange Money app from Play Store and the iPhone App Store and start enjoying. Easy like 1, 2, 3.
Brings you closer.
Excuse me, Papa, give me one bottle of wine. That's another plate of barbecue chicken.
Wait up the wait 1 minute. Oh, come back. A lollipop. I know I told you to relax and enjoy. But sorry, I just checked and don't have enough cash.
Oh man, now you're worried there. Little thing, I got cash on my phone. You will scan and pay. But I want my money back as soon as you get home.
No problem there. But explain to me some more. Scan and pay?
Yes! With money in your Orange Money wallet, you can now scan and pay using QR codes. Check with your favorite merchants. Don't be left behind. To pay, simply download and open the Orange Money Africa app, select Scan It, and scan. Now payment is as easy as 1, 2, 3 with Orange Money QR codes.
Brings you closer to what matters.
Hello, your number one 100% Liberian-owned professional garage and auto parts dealer, Uptown Garage, is still around and going stronger and getting better. Yes, Uptown Garage at the intersection of Broad and Nelson Streets, after 20 years in the business, has a new spare parts store known as Uptown Spare Parts on Broad Street side. You don't have to order spare parts from overseas. You can purchase brand new spare parts for your car from us. No more used parts. For original spark plug from Japan, oil filters, engine oil, and everything you need to get your car working perfectly, come to us. Uptown Garage has a branch at Rehab that you can also count on. We have a diagnoser that can find and we fix any problem on your car. With our sophisticated equipment, we give 1 month warranty. We provide a tow truck free of charge. Your car, but we can tow your car anywhere for a has been around for 20 years now, providing reliable, efficient, and professional services and durable auto parts for your car. Contact Uptown Garage head office on 0777 553317, 0886 553317, or at our rehab branch on 0770 902865. Our email address is uptowngarage2014@gmail.com. Uptown Garage, always the best. Forget the rest. Thank you very much. You're back on 50/50 on Sky 107.1 FM. I'm bad lucky today. First in my lifetime in this job to have the list of invitees. None is available. But the $1 million question, can I handle it all by myself? Yes, I can. Because you got to get prepared for all these sort of eventualities. If they don't show up, the show has to go on. You got to handle it all by yourself with a sense of balance. But let me give you the banner headlines. So the only paper that I have today, the front page newspaper, the back and the front pages of the paper today. And of course, obviously, the choice for the editorial will come from the only newspaper we have today. Let me start from the front. It says, you deserve better. Who says that? Alexander Benedict Cummings said that ANC leader Alexander Benedict Cummings wants K. Martinez benefit from their natural resources in their county. Yes. If there's gold and silver and diamond in your county, then iron ore in your county, then bauxite in your county, and timber in your county, you got to benefit first because it is in your county. So he's right. You have the right to benefit from your county. GT Bank off US $930,000 lawsuit as code dismisses case filed by government and Calando without prejudice to the state. Catholic mourns, the Catholic Church mourns the death of newly appointed apostolic administrator, Reverend Father Charles Boys of the Cali Diocese of Monrovia. He was a personal friend of relationship over 30 years. We met in Vonjima. When I was in Vonjima, he was there with St. Joseph Cali Church there and the Cali schools there. That's how we started our friendship until we came to Monrovia. When I was saying for better, for worse, until death was part, he administered it. And I made that specific request to the Cali Church in Liberia that is the guy who knew me when I was rough and knew me when I got balanced. So I wanted him to preside over my wedding, and he did do that honorably. From him, we've been friends, and so I lost him. But I will give him what befitting tribute when the time reaches. I owe that to him. I will give him what befitting tribute of the priest's priest. Let's move over to Niba clients joint struggle to claim customary lands, squaring off land dispute. It says, and I quote, it was because of their presence that the guild and the manor moved further inland when they came later. That's why this town, Zodro, is the oldest interpreter district and was the first headquarters of the chiefdom. J. Biegaba, spokesperson of the elders of Gaye clan. His picture is here, his photo is here. Ruling Coalition for Democratic Change led government, collaborating political parties, intensified negotiations in Washington, D.C. Ahead of 2023 general and presidential elections. Liberia's lobbying war. It says, and I quote, the WEAH-led administration has now decided to take the bull by the horn, harnessing every opportunity to get the country on its right footing with its traditional ally and lobbying along all the corridors of Washington to see this happen. However, the opposition Black in Liberia also working behind the scenes in Washington, D.C. also, with the belief that strangulating or withholding of adequate fiscal and logistical support to Liberians from Liberia from the U.S. will discourage Liberians from giving another term to President George Manawia and on the CDC ticket. Let's move back to the back of the front page newspaper. Surprisingly, there's nothing here. The pride of Liberia awaits you. Blah 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 blah. That's why it's on the back. I thought the sports would have been there. It's not there. Well, are you resurrected? Are you dead? It's not going to be resurrected. It's dead. Dead. You will never get up. Don't blame me. I have the right to say that because I'm not IE fan. I wish you were dead if it's not dead already. So read the newspaper now. Today, choice for the editorial will come is captioned, ruling government, opposition Black, let your work lobby for you among Liberians, not your money in Washington, D.C. Good. Let your work. The Bible says, let your light so shine before men that they see your good work and glorify your Father who is in heaven. Let your work show. Not lobbying. Money will not do everything. So let's get to that. Let me give you the history. Was it a week ago? High power government delegation left from Washington. And this friend of mine, Bakari Silas in Washington, he's a Democratic analyst. I heard that he was in the newspapers, though. I read that in the newspaper, the government has contacted him to be in the vehicle to make that connection. Fortunately for the government went and met with Lindsay Graham and Ted Cruz. Mind you, a little history of Ted Cruz when during the Trump, when Trump was campaigning and all of Republicans, Trump looked at Ted Cruz and said, come on, this guy's father was involved in the death of JFK. This guy. His wife is ugly. This guy. His wife got his father was involved in the killing of that was what Trump said about Ted Cruz. He called Ted Cruz lying Ted. Lying Ted. He's a Republican. Graham and Ted are staunch Republican, uncompromising Republicans. And the men then, and they had a photo, I would not call that photo shooter, but they gave us sample that, hey, they met him, they shook hands, and Graham said he was going to do a letter to his colleagues to the influence that will appeal to them to consider Liberia's second term in the MCC. My concern is this: is people lobbying, and I think it's far too belated. I'm giving my point now, so you can call me and say what your point is. Far too belated. Cruz and Lindsay Graham had the gavel during the 4 years of Trump. And I thought that was a missed opportunity. We could have cemented this thing during the days. These guys, with due respect to them, Cruz, Lying Ted, and Lindsey Graham had influence in the government of the Republican led by Donald Trump. They twice impeached. Donald Trump is off the throne, and Democrats have seized the throne in spite of the election being stolen, blah, 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 which is not proven. There's no evidence of the election being stolen. They are now the opposition group. So how can you want to use these guys who don't have the ears of the president, who cannot influence the decision of White House, to make them lobbying for you? That's a good message. That's a good approach. But the wrong conveyor belt, the wrong messengers. Because Democrats, I can tell you, won't listen to these guys. These guys are toxic now. We could have done this long since the 4 years of Trump. If we wanted this sort of relationship, why didn't we build it? It's a good relationship. Everybody does that. Governments do that. Oppositions do that. But the timing is wrong. Good message, I must say. The guy that crafted this, they are very, very insightful. Good message, good intention. The messenger is wrong because the Democrats will not listen to Cruz, Lying Ted, according to Trump, whose father participated in the death of JFK. That's a dent in his character. Then Lindsey Graham. He had the ear of Trump. He supported and jump. Trump telling jump, he will ask Trump how high. Just jump. They had a chance to bring the CDC-led government close to the Washington, D.C. people. They didn't do that. Mind you, there were these same guys like Lindsey Graham. Let me tell you, was a guy who was opposed to the extension of TPS for Liberians, the temporary protected status for Liberians. This Graham guy, along with his coded, Cruz opposed the extension of TPS for Liberians. How can they be good messengers for the cause of Liberia? Especially so in a Democratic-led government. Whatever Biden suggests, they oppose to it. The whole Republican group, they don't see anything good in Biden. So I don't see how Biden will look using this sort of ugly messengers to look kindly on Liberia. I'm telling you, the approach, damn good, very insightful. The timing is wrong. The messenger is wrong. If the government has asked me, I would have suggested some powerful names. You know, during the elections, the campaign, Biden was drowning until Biden reached to North Carolina. And he met that black Democrat. He changed the whole stuff around. That could be a good vehicle to use. That could be a good vehicle to use. And I'll tell you again, this CDC government is not Republican government, it's a Democrat government. So why you want to deal with a Republican? Unfortunately, who is not in power. I'm not gonna count eggs in basket. Meaning I'm not gonna tell you that it's called ABCD. Now, you want to negotiate, you gotta spend some money to negotiate. It's not free. People don't do it for hey Mary full of grace, the lawyers whip thee. No, you pay money to lobby. But what I'm saying to you, if you want to use if you want to convey a message, look for the appropriate and the most convincing and believable messenger. Cruz, Lindsey Graham, wrong messengers. Timing is bad. It's not late yet. He can play double game, if you will. Then the other side is that the CPP tool is lobbying. And I agree with this guy, this page that says, let your work prove who you are. It's not money. Let your work prove who you are. Sometimes we spend money in the wrong direction. The opposition is staying in opposition. Opposition has dished out 180,000 billion of sale in Washington, D.C. That when all goes well, if you don't know, let me let that out of the bag. If all goes well and the CPP comes to its senses and unilaterally and peacefully get their standard bearer, that lobbying group that is in America, that is there in America, has been there for I know for some time they've been there before. Even the government went there, or maybe it was in reaction to the lobbying group from the opposite, from the CPP, that made the government to make this trip as quickly as possible. Because it's been there, no names of those who have been there. And that group intends to lobby for the CPP, make their rounds of the CPP officials. They would take the official of the CPP around in Washington, meet some guys, open some doors for them, put their case. If you become president, if you people take the seat, what will you do for Liberia? What will you do so differently? So lobbying is going around in America, and that's the biggest ally. That's our first ally. That's our grandfather, who, if he sneezes, we all catch cold in Liberia. There's no dispute about that. We have this abiding relationship with America. It's the place where they dumped the first set of slaves. Now, maybe I put it so harsh. That's where they send the first set of slaves, not dumped them, so to speak. Slaves that came in and enslaved people that they met here, which is inscriptive in our motto, the land of liberty, brothers. Yeah, man, me here. For God's sake, don't put that there again. But everybody is there because if Washington says that my beloved, there is my prophet dream, no harm, you blessed. So the WEAH government, headed by the most powerful minister of state, they call him the prime minister of Liberia, Nathaniel Magay, and the guy who holds the purse, Samuel Twe, all in Washington, D.C. lobbying, getting attention. I love that approach, except the timing and the messengers. I'm not saying that Lindsay Graham or Ted Cruz don't have influence. I know they have influence, but we're going to listen to them. They practically, literally, the CDC government, the CPP, who's going to listen to who? Who's going to listen to who? In the play when we playing the same ball and we're going to listen to him. You think the Democrat will listen to Lindsey Graham? They will listen to lying Ted, who, according to Trump, said his father participated in designing and orchestrating the death of Kennedy Wood. Trump told your wife is ugly? That's a good messenger now. And they made a commitment that whatever comes from the Democratic government, they will twat it. And they've been doing that since Biden was inaugurated. Will Biden give them the listening ear? I think we should have played in the game with the Democrats. Jesus said it so succinctly. No one goes to the Father but by me. Because, Jesus was boastful. I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one goes to the Father but by me. So we want to go to Washington, use the Democrat because they have the time now. The time for the Republican with the likes of Lindsey Graham and Ted Cruz gone yesterday. It just might not come back in because the way things are going, the way they're behaving. I'm not saying we're better off than them anyway. But I think good message, good intention, bad messengers. That's what I feel. The opposition, on the other hand, spending $180,000, that could do a lot. But if it's worth making Liberians better, then it's worth going by. Now they have this guy, the CPP have this guy too, Allen White. I don't know why because the winter chorus Island White has to sing to us. He won the war crime, establishment of war crime code in Liberia. He spearheaded and championed the extraction of child stealer from Liberia. But we're talking about governance. He will preach the issue of the war crime code establishment, that nobody goes with impunity and they will deal with corruption, economic crime. So there are the two groups battling one another in Washington for recognition and support. Two groups. The CDC-led group, headed by the Prime Minister, Nathaniel Mange, and the man with the purse, Samuel Twer. On the other hand, they got Wallace in Washington. He's been there. He's a Washington boy. He's been in the corridor of Washington for rack of ages. But what comes back to us? So the two groups are battling. And I'm saying we got yet to see what the fruit will be, what the lobbying thing will be. The government in power, the government in place has all the resources to do whatever they want to do. But using Cruz, the Republican, Lindsay two of whom deny Liberians went against the extension of Liberia TPS, want to advocate for Liberia. Will anybody listen to them? I just don't know. So the lines are open. So let me take my second break and be right back to you.
Excuse me, Papa, give me one bottle of wine. That's another plate of barbecue chicken and...
Wait up the wait 1 minute. Oh, come back. A lollipop. I know I told you to relax and enjoy. But sorry, I just checked and don't have enough cash.
Oh man, now your woman there, the Latin. I got cash on my phone. You will scan and pay, but I want my money back soon as you get more.
No problem there, but explain to me some more. Scan and pay?
Yes, with money in your Orange Money wallet, you can now scan and pay using QR codes. Check with your favorite merchants. Don't be left behind. To pay, simply download and open the Orange Money Africa app, select Scan It, and scan. Now payment is as easy as 1, 2, 3 with Orange Money QR codes.
Brings you closer to what matters.
Orange.
Do you know what today is?
You too crazy, man. Today is the 20th.
You get? Today is Winners Day at Orange. Can I small talking and come to today? Orange giving us our smart deal.
That's true. Today will be one lot of extra cheese. I'm gonna say yeah.
More for your money at Orange. On the 20th of each month, top up $1 USD and get 100% bonus. And 150% bonus when using Orange Money. No network does it quite like Orange. This offer is valid for 24 hours.
Brings you closer to what matters.
Orange.
Ew, what kind of message did people sending me again? Oh, who said my SIM not register? I was one of the first people them to buy my SIM from them when they came to Liberia.
Ah, I see. So that all still holding on that challenge time. Now you must do it using your national ID card. After registration, there is a special number you can call.
Ah, yeah. They really make it easier for us, oh.
Yes, we are all required to register our SIM cards by using our national ID cards. But that's not all. Orange Liberia provides a very easy way out for you to self-check your status. Dial *543-4# to check your SIM registration status, free of charge. We take pride in bringing you closer to what matters the most.
Brings you closer.
Wait now, so you mean to tell me I can send my mom any amount now? The fees now reduced?
Yes, so it can make people happy, yeah?
That's not smart to you.
Send money to your loved ones from wallet to wallet, starting as low as $10 Liberian. Just dial *144# and follow the instructions to begin transacting.
Brings you closer to what matters.
Orange.
Hello, your number one 100% Liberian-owned professional garage and auto parts dealer, Uptown Garage, is still around and going stronger and getting better. Yes, Uptown Garage at the intersection of Broad and Nelson Streets, after 20 years in the business, has a new spare parts store known as Uptown Spare Parts on Broad Street side. You don't have to order spare parts from overseas. You can purchase brand new spare parts for your car from us. No more used parts. For original spark plug from Japan, oil filters, engine oil, and everything you need to get your car working perfectly, come to us. Uptown Garage has a branch at Rehab that you can also count on. We have a diagnoser that can find and we fix any problem on your car. With our sophisticated equipment, we give 1 month warranty. We provide a tow truck free of charge if it's our garage that will work on your car, or we can tow your car anywhere for a fee. Uptown Garage has been around for 20 years now, providing reliable, efficient, and professional services and durable auto parts for your car. Contact Uptown Garage head office on 0777 55 3317, 0886 55 3317, or at our rehab branch on 0770 90 2865. Our email address is uptowngarage2014@gmail.com. Uptown Garage, always the best. Forget the rest.
Thank you very much. You're back on 50/50 on Sky 107. What are your thoughts? Liberia's the government has sent people in America to lobby for the government to see whether the government have a second chance in being listed as some of the beneficiaries of the MCC. They met with Lindsay and Line Cruz. The opposition itself to using the popularity and astuteness of Arlen White is there too. What are your thoughts? Let's go to the line. Talk to our first caller. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Victor Kwamini, and I call from Ashland Street.
Go ahead. Good morning, Victor. Yeah, go ahead, Victor.
For the topic on the discussion, for us to learn our thought on a particular topic. I think that the only thing that you can use to love it is your character, because you can have multiple problems every day. There should be corruption issue in Liberia and nothing, no step being taken. Then you wake up, you go in a people country, then you're expecting the people to give you that tax dollar. It will not work. The particular government, you see Mr. WEAH, you see all the able lieutenant of Mr. WEAH, all of them stealing money. You think the people money who that they can donate to
how can you prove that they're stealing money?
They're stealing money. Look at for instance, when WEAH was building his 9th Street, he lied on his son. He lied on his son that the building that he was building that for his son. And he lied. At the end of the day, he came, even though clarifying that the building it was not for him. So he didn't whiteboard the Americans are in Liberia and listening to the writing, putting it in to pen and paper. So you wake up, you go in that country, then you expect then to give you money. It will not work too much. So the only thing that the government should do, the problem on the ground, that is settle the corruption issue, that is settle first. Then the people will decide to do what they can do. But I get any and lobby can help this government. It can't.
Let's put it this way. Are you stay on the line?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm here.
Lobbying is a good thing. Everybody needs everybody. I scratch your stomach. I scratch your back. You scratch your stomach. You do this for me. No. Every good thing deserves another. We are the grandchildren of America. So if anybody who gets in Washington who sits at the Oval Office, you want to have his ear. You want to have his blessing. You want him to know you. So I think it's good. My point is, why you want to deal with a guy who is outside the box?
You know, the guy who is outside the box, he has a right to prefer his what he wants. But it left with the American government to whether they will grant their love electric power. But what I think is that the particular government, T-Max, the government will lobby for now to judgment. They will not get anything. Because for the fact that people like Jefferson Koji, the kind of people who go into lobby, look at people like Natana McGill. He was appointed 2 weeks to an appointment. He credited, 200,000. I mean, he bought 200,000 house. It ain't more in the record, they get records. So you wake up, you say you go beg the people to do what? So they're wasting their time. They're wasting our tax dollar for nothing. But they would lobby for now to judgment day. Nothing will happen. I'm telling you, T-Max. They got documents. They got documents to prove that the government is corrupt to the last. They can't do anything to give that money to them.
Thank you very much. Tomorrow morning, if all goes well, I might have the Deputy Minister for Administration and Ministry of Foreign Affairs, His Excellency Henry Famula, or the Minister of Foreign Affairs, or the Chief of Communication Expert to the President, Gabriel Nika. Good morning, my brother. What's your name and where are you calling me from?
Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name, please?
Nikki, and for town this morning. Well, first and foremost, let me commend the delegate of the government for the session in the U.S. I work on things tonight, and we hope that the trade will bear some fruit that will be in the interest of the Liberian people this coming round. Tonight, the American government, what the Netherlands started to call great country, what is government, mostly indicators or what we call sheet or scorecard. Tonight, with those indicators, the scorecards determine the seriousness of the government. But you see, some of these governments, Liberia was placed on the bottom line of the focus. That clearly tells you, that the international community of the American government not impressed or satisfied with the government has really so how fully manage over the U.S. Tonight, if you try to run your leaders like 50%, they don't still with the best not or the best that require to reform
my brother, hello. No, I think you're missing tangent, and when you miss the tangent, when you're off tangent, then I'm not from you. I'm asking you the importance of lobbying the government delegation in the states. I'm asking you, are the messengers that the government is using are good messengers? That's what I'm asking you. He's gone. Call me on that number on 0777
Hello.
Good morning.
Hey T-Mac, my name is Benny. I'm calling from
Ben, good morning.
I've been following the Liberian delegate. T-Mac, these guys are a bunch of jokers. Let's go to it. These boys are a bunch of jokers. The reason why I say so is the Republican in America. I live in America. I follow the news. They can't even see eye to eye. They're like two enemies, cats and dogs fighting. That's what they are. So the Democrat controls the whole government, the Senate, the legislature, and the executive. Control everything. Why would you want to go to Lindsay and tell those the guys that right now cannot still accept that Joe Biden is the president? Right now, they can't. If you ask them, say who's the president, they will probably tell you it's Donald Trump. But right now, so why would Liberia government go to the enemies of the government? Because the whole government, American government, is separated right now. It's hatred. So our Liberian officials need to stop playing fun out of us. If they want to take pictures, let them take pictures and just say we keep the take picture with American government. Don't say we can't talk for Liberia because they are not talking for Liberia. We live in America. We follow the news 24/7. We know what is going on ground with that government. If you can't even meet with the New York mayor, then you're going to go meet with Lindsay and Ted Cruz that the government, the Joe Biden administration don't even want to see. They can't even talk. The people all day, they fighting, they cussing. It's about, you know what, because in Liberia, you not hear the American news 24/7. But these people don't like each other. So how can Joe Biden government, how can Ted Cruz talk to Joe Biden if the two people are enemies? And when they will tell you straight up, I don't like you. And that's what's going on. So Menipakeh and Samuel told you to stop playing fun at the Liberian people and come back to Liberia and do something without money in the waste in America. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's what I was alluding to. That was what I was telling you. These guys are.
Good morning.
Good morning, my brother. What's your name and where are you calling me from?
Thank you for having me, Timas. My name is Andrew Moses, Timas, and I do join you from the airport of the Electoral Alliance of Liberia. You know, Timas, I don't know the opposition we have in our country. They are very much definite and they are helpless. And I think we will just a particular people.
Hello.
Hello.
When you call T-Max on this show, I'm discussing the importance of the lobby.
Yeah, thank you.
Listen to me. Because I can cut you off. As we speaking now, I'm the God. I can cut you off or I can keep you on. Let's deal the government send delegates to lobby. And the pictures we're getting, they're meeting influential people. My concern is this. These guys don't see eyeball to eyeball. You want me to put it, how will you bring, how will you bring, I don't know how to put it to you closely. Anyway, yes.
My government has support. I get serious problem with them because they have no reason going to America when they meet one senator till they put the paper on Facebook. Who they want to prove to Timas? I think when we have bad that the government need to rethink on our side. We are getting information that opposition leaders are saying another lobbyists to cancel the government lobbyists. If people have that money, they cannot open water factory and other infrastructure easy like to import Liberia, or they are against their country outside the nation. I think that is wrong, Timas.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Call me on that number on 0777 Let's go back to line 6. Talk to our next caller. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Chilatan.
Good morning, my brother. What's your name and where are you calling me from?
I'm Winston Morba, and I called from Breville this morning.
From Breville?
Yes, sir.
So, you know the story that we did, you know the topic that we're addressing? There are two set of guys in America lobbying for America's attention. The government is using the lines. The government met with people that from the Republican side, Lindsay and Ted Cruz. And I'll give you the background. Up to now, the Republicans cannot come to terms to accept the fact that Biden is the president of America. Even though the accusation, the voting they talk about, there's no ounce of truth in the accusation. If we want to use people to lobby, you think which way we should have gone? Deal with the Democrats who are already in power, or deal with the guy who don't want to see Biden and Biden calls the shots? He gone. Call me on that number on 0777 107. You'll be live from 5050 on Sky 107 with the government of Liberia's relationship with the Congressmen Lindsay and Ted Cruz, who are staunch Republicans, have any positive policy influence on behalf of the WEAH government in the Biden administration. That's the cross of our discussion. Let's move up to line 3. Talk to our next caller. Good morning.
Good morning, Timax.
Good morning, my brother. What's your name and where are you calling me from?
Yeah, this is Menipakeh, and I call you from Dumoe.
Go ahead, Mr. Tabet.
Tima, let me appreciate you for this discussion.
Mm-hmm.
And firstly, your first caller said something that I really love. He said, you cannot use finance to lobby. Use character to lobby. And let's take, for instance, when this government first came to power, we had serious financial crash with the issue of alleged 16 billion missing.
13 billion.
25 million into our economy, and then we never have any good results. And the Controller General of that money, the 25 million, was Mr. 12. And the CO 12 phase now going in America to lobby.
But that was proven, according to what you say, it was proven that the money was not missing and money was not misapplied.
Where is the money? That issue is there. In fact, the American government has document to that effect. Communication left from Liberia that went even through the embassy and European Union, other international organizations around here received document to that effect. And we haven't gotten any result of that particular money. Now, this CO phase is going to America to go and meet, in fact, people who are very far from reality. And let understand something. If even Honorable Tue and Honorable Mange meet with Biden and they discuss without having any good result from that discussion, the discussion and the essence of being there is useless.
But if they meet with the Biden administration, it's not going there and say recitation. I mean, they're going to have discussion with facts to back what you do, what you want, and how you achieve what you want. So they're not going there for recitation. They're going to present Liberia's case of what it is, what they want, how they will get what they want. That's what the people will ask them. So I don't think they'll just go and say recitation.
But Honorable, if even you go and have an audience with them, and that audience don't yield any good result, it's useless. It's useless.
But let me put this to you again on the other side. Because the government, the pictures that we've seen, the pictures from Lindsay Graham and Ted Cruz, both of whom are Republicans. You think if our government had played in the Biden team, check in the Biden closet and take people that get Biden's ears, you think they would have made a difference?
I think it would have made a difference if only they would have gone there with good characters. There is nowhere in the world America would deny Liberia. There is nowhere in the world. But it left with an individual character that is going to meet America. President Taylor said it. He said there is nowhere in Liberia a president or a sitting government will function adequately without the White House. So if you're going to meet Biden government and then you're meeting people who are very far from meeting Biden, then you just, like other callers said, you went to waste our resources for nothing.
Thank you very much. Call me on that number on 0777-777-107. Let's go back to line 6. Talk to our next caller. Good morning. Good morning. Is the caller ready? The caller is not ready. Call me on that number on 0777-777-107. If all goes well, I might get somebody from government. I tried frantically since last week, Friday, to have somebody come so that we can discuss the importance of this trip and what Liberia stands to benefit, because it's taxpayers' dollars we're talking about hiring, and somebody who will lobby on the corridors of the Biden administration to have favor for Liberia. But we didn't get any, starting from the press secretary to the minister of foreign affairs to his deputy to the communication advisor to the president. Let's go back to the line. Talk to our next caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, my brother. What's your name and where are you calling me from?
Yeah, I'm Mr. Sion from Buchanan.
Mr. Sion from Buchanan, yes, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for the discussion. Farmer Troy. Data. And he said that he was going mop up the.
That is behind us now. That's a different discussion. We had that discussion.
Yeah, listen to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if such a man would take the Liberian people taxpayer money and nobody saw a reason going to America to do what? Nobody want to listen. In fact, the country is considered the more corrupt in this regime. So why would you be doing in America to say you're going to love it? If you bring the money, the people don't love it, then you're going to take the money.
But let me tell you, the point is the importance of going to America. America is not the only country in the world, but they have multinational organizations.
In fact,
listen to me. You need somebody in your corner who will plead your case, who will recommend your case to somebody else, and that is the road America plays in the continental politics. If we don't have a friend, don't have a friend in Washington, we're wasting our time. Yes. The IMF will not give us loan. The International Monetary Organization will not give us loan. Nobody will give us anything. United Nations will not look on our side.
Yeah, listen to me now. Where the country is highly corrupt. I mean, and what the essence somebody will be listening to your problem. So I mean, that's the reason. It's just wasting another money to go to America for nothing. I mean, those guys are joking. Let them come back home.
Thank you very much. Call me on that number, 07777 Let's take our last break, and I'll take our last call. Then we take the last break and go straight to Princess in Studio A. Do I have another caller outstanding? Do we have another caller line? No caller. So we can take the last break. Let's take the last break, and when we return, we go straight to Studio A to Princess, who doesn't seem to be looking happy today. Maybe the weekend was terrible. I'm sorry. I wish I could make it better for her, but it's terrible. But I think Princess will come to accept that part. Princess has too many faces. One face in the morning, one face in the afternoon. Some people say she's more beautiful in the evening when she brings her record songs. So let's take that break. Maybe that might brighten up.
Hello, your number one 100% Liberian-owned professional garage and auto parts dealer, Uptown Garage, is still around and going stronger and getting better. Yes, Uptown Garage at the intersection of Broad and Nelson Streets, after 20 years in the business, has a new spare parts store known as Uptown Spare Parts on Broad Street side. You don't have to order spare parts from overseas. You can purchase brand new spare parts for your car from us. No more used parts. For original spark plug from Japan, oil filters, engine oil, and everything you need to get your car working perfectly, come to us. Uptown Garage has a branch at Rehab that you can also count on. We have a diagnoser that can find and we fix any problem on your car. With our sophisticated equipment, we give 1 month warranty. We provide a tow truck free of charge if it's our garage that will work on your car, but we can tow your car anywhere for a fee. Uptown Garage has been around for 20 years now, providing reliable, efficient, and professional services and durable auto parts for your car. Contact Uptown Garage head office on 0777 553317, 0886 553317, or at our rehab branch on 0770 902865. Our email address is uptowngarage2014@gmail.com. Uptown Garage, always the best. Forget the rest.
Do you know what today is?
You too crazy, man. Today is a Wednesday.
You get? Today is Winners Day at Orange. Can I smart talking and come with you today? Orange giving us our smart thing.
That's true. Today will be a whole lot of extra cheese. I'm not gonna say yeah.
Move for your money at Orange. On the 20th of each month, top up $1 USD and get 100% bonus. And 150% bonus when using Orange Money. No network does it quite like Orange. This offer is valid for 24 hours.
Brings you closer to what matters.
Orange.
Our manager can say the money.
Amen. sorry, man. But you can really that small thing about you.
Let's see, it's been a new pin. I just want to buy my credit for the week.
Hey, man, you worry for nothing. Just go get yourself a new thing. You'll be surprised with the kind of new gift that come with it.
My oh man, they are still here plenty.
Yes, get a new SIM card for only 50 cents and you'll receive free 200 megabytes, valid for 7 days, and free 50 minutes on net credit, valid for 7 days. Now, all new customers acquiring a new SIM card will be able to use it right away. Enjoy rapid communication with friends and loved ones. We'll take pride in bringing you closer to what matters the most.
Brings you closer to what matters.
Orange.
Wait now, so you mean to tell me I can send my mom any amount now? The fees now reduced?
Yes, so it can make people happy, yeah?
That's not smart to you.
Send money to your loved ones from wallet to wallet, starting as low as $10 Liberian. Just dial *144# and follow the instructions to begin transacting.
Brings you closer to what matters.
Orange.
Here we go. I am done transferring money from my account to my phone. And I didn't forget to purchase some data for both of us.
Eva, how did you manage to finish the process so fast?
Ma, I'm using the new app there. With just one tap, I see all I want to do. Making transaction quick and easy for me.
You mean it easy and I only have to download the app?
Yes, so ma. And by the way, the item you took, I am paying using the same app. My transaction on the screen right in front of me.
No need to go through a long, tedious process to transact. Now, with one single tap, you find all options to complete your transactions. Download the Orange Money app from Play Store and the iPhone App Store and start enjoying. Easy like 1, 2, 3.
Brings you closer.
Excuse me, Papa, give me one bottle of wine. That's another plate of barbecue chicken and...
Wait up the wait 1 minute. Go come back. My lollipop, I know I told you to relax and enjoy. But sorry, I just checked and don't have enough cash.
Oh man, now your woman there, did that thing. I got cash on my phone. You will scan and pay. But I want my money back soon as you get more.
No problem, dear. But explain to me some more. Scan and pay?
Yes. With money in your Orange Money wallet, you can now scan and pay using QR codes. Check with your favorite merchants. Don't be left behind. To pay, simply download and open the Orange Money Africa app, select Scan It, and scan. Now payment is as easy as 1, 2, 3 with Orange Money QR codes.
Brings you closer to what matters.
Orange.
Thank you very much. We're back on 50/50 on Sky 107. It's time that we go straight to Studio 8 Princess to give us comments from our social media users. And let me interject here so intelligently that the comments you're about to hear are comments from Sky Communication, but rather comment from our social media users. So there's over to you, Princess, Studio 8.
All right, so I will begin with Festus McCann, who writes, "It's a waste of taxpayers' money." Jimmy M. Wallow writes, "Good morning, Sky FM Liberia. I'm Jimmy Wallow from the headquarters of the Intellectual Army of Blue Revolution in the most represented district number 16. The delegation in the U.S. is indeed making progress. Let's keep the hope thing to get better under President George WEAH." Monty Wama Brown writes, Good morning, T-Max. Where is Representative Beaufort Chambers that spoke strongly against the Madame Salif administration, that she was wasting taxpayers' money on lobbyists? It is unfortunate that some seditions that were supporting the idea of Representative Beaufort Chambers are Carlos Gray and others are now saying the importance of lobbyists. So don't ask for what you can't chew, T-Max. Hilton Lajedo writes, good morning, T-Max. I'm following from my purple corner in Logantown as a purple defender. T-Max, the CDC-led government negotiation with U.S. Congressmen is applaudable and will benefit Mama Liberia. Why CPP leaders are lobbying against our country, Mama Liberia? Politics shouldn't make us to go against our own country. Using 180,000 USD to lobby against your own country is pure wickedness. Shame onto those opposition Liberians that don't want the WEAH Taylor administration to make progress. Our God will always expose them. Bekwe is a God-sent leader, and no weapon fashioned against him shall prosper. Monty Wema Brown writes, yesterday lobbying was a taboo. Why has it become so important in President Weah's almost 4 years leadership when the government is still struggling with good governance issues, unresolved mysterious deaths, and police brutality in the country? Ruth Roberts Mamba writes, good morning, my motherland, where I have known all my life, the most secure country until the 1990 war. Today, as we await the people to decide in 2023, don't be fooled, Liberians. This is a last-minute time resuscitation that our government is trying hard to perform. The golden rules to rescue anyone in a distressful situation is 5 minutes, and no matter how hard the CDC-led government tried, the game is done. So the damage is done. Outgoing Ted Cruz and Lindsay that are so much better with Biden, how can they make any impact? We want a better and a new Liberia for all. We can't keep doing the same thing and expect different results. Change is hard, but change is needed, not chance, my people. Alexin Ross writes, good morning to 50-50 family. The government of Liberia relationship between those congressmen are just a fanfare safari. It won't yield anything. So this is the 4th year of WEAH's ill-fated presidency. If you can bear me witness, Mr. Jalata, this is how a Gange presidency was. Flexing muscles with the U.S. and pay no state visit there as a certain leader. Gange later said that it was the biggest mistake of his administration by being distant from Washington, D.C. Bakugba will one day make this confession because time is no longer in his favor. Martin Wama Brown writes, we hope Moba Molu is listening because his recording might come to pass when he said, when the government lobby, the president can divert the money to his personal use. How can he reconcile that? Lami N. Sion writes, T-Max for once tried to pretend. Man, don't wish that IE will be another junior professionals. Zico Rare writes, you are making 50-50 boring by always inviting Menipakeh, the man who promised and refused to free Charles Taylor, the political prostitute of modern politics. Henry Phelps writes, Joe Weah is ungrateful, is why IE is there. Don't know what Liberians or Liberia will gain from him. Ruth Roberts Pemba writes, in another... For us to have in order for us to have a closure, we must have the War Crimes Code established, and this will be based on how we vote. Imana Jackson writes, CDC is dealing with hardcore racists who are marshalling the dehumanization of Black people in America and Africa. Arthur J.P. writes, during the 4 years of Trump, the government of Liberia was not concerned about the Liberian people. They were concerned about themselves, about their personal properties and their personal gains. They used the past years to damage their records, and now they want to sell the damaged records. It's late for the government of Liberia. And he continues, okay, this is Lami and Seyon. Timas Graham's opposition to extension of the TPS for Liberians could be justified as him telling the American government and Liberians in the U.S. that the conditions that prevented them from returning home were no longer valid under the WEAH-led government. It was safe for them to return home. Therefore, investors and governments should have confidence in the government. Joseph Conto writes, I don't disagree with the opposition for lobbying in Washington, D.C. The opposition don't have to wait to come to power before using the Liberian people money to lobby. Benjamin Jonah writes, T-Max, your analysis is so wrong. The CDC guys are doing the right thing. By the way, Liberians have always enjoyed Baptison, I don't know what he got here. Glory in America. The 100 Syrians are going to vote, and the best way to work is to start with the difficult people first. They are going to meet the Democrats, but it is good to meet the Republican first. And another one, he says, T Max, you need the Republic more than, it said more because they are difficult ones to deal with. One senator is very important. Sheikh J. West writes, T Max, what will come to us will be photos, even though they are using our resources, not their personal money. I pay my real estate tax every year, but I feel very frustrated because the gangs embezzle it. Joe Betty writes, Amotab Gizia, aka Joseph Joe Betty. I thank God for the I thank God for the higher power for your international show you talk about today, Matter. All right, so I'm gonna take like few more. Bottom Kula, anyone who has money can pay lobbyists in America to lobby for a cause. The Liberian government wants certain things, and to do so, the opposition. So let's see what the results will be in the end. Omar Wukengo writes, Ted Cruz and Lindsay Graham voted against all President Biden budgets and bills. And this final one, let me take this from Lefty Thompson. If the opposition has the power now to counteract the government lobbyists, then they have a big problem. That's all for now, T-Max.
Thank you very much. Back on 50/50 on Sky 107. Like I said, the comments you heard are not comments from Sky Communication, but rather comments from our social media users. Let me read for you today's edition of the editorial today's edition of the front page newspaper with the caption, Ruling Government, Opposition Black, let your work lobbied for you among Liberians, not your money in Washington, D.C. And it starts this way. Over the past few weeks, there have been lots of lobbying in the United States by both the ruling Coalition for Democratic Change-led government and, at the same time, the opposition Black. The government has been lobbying for U.S. intervention in areas of national development. The reflection on the government, should they succeed, who will be very positive, thereby projecting a very positive image of the WEAH administration ahead of the 2023 general and presidential elections. On the other hand, the opposition Black knows well, with the intense lobbying ongoing along the corridors of Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C., and other places in the United States, the WEAH-led government could turn the hand of time positively and make an impression. This will make things difficult for them. Therefore, the opposition has also embarked on its campaign to ensure that the influencers in Washington do not throw their support behind CDC government, thereby hiring one of WEAH's fiercest critics, Arlene White, to lead that campaign in the United States of America. The pros and cons can go on in the United States, but Liberian politicians need to be reminded that Liberians have come of age in making political decisions. Spending hundreds of thousands of United States dollars in Washington, D.C., when the ordinary Liberians are still scrambling over the bread and butter issues, make lobbying meaningless to them. The CDC-led government must be reminded that it has the dice in its hands, and the way they cast it determines their fate come 2023. For the opposition, it is rather prudent that they focus their energy and resources in preparing themselves to be the better alternative for the Liberian people. The disorganization in the opposition and the blatant display of lack of trust and lack of honesty within the opposition Black continues to dampen the hope of Liberians, many of whom are now resolving to stay away from the elections. Liberia has a lot of resources to foster self-development. However, what has been lacking is leadership with honesty. This is why instead of spending millions of United States dollars abroad looking for influencers to make a case for Liberia in abroad and committees room, it would be prudent to properly invest those resources here and ensure a trickle-down effect on the Liberians. Ruling CDC, opposition black, let your work lobby for you among Liberians, not your money in Washington, D.C. On that note, we come to the end of this edition of 50-50. My name is Steve Max. Nathaniel Magid has promised me that upon his arrival, he will be the guest on 50-50 as we go through what was achieved, what was promised, what do we hope to see. He will be our guest as soon as he returns. See you tomorrow morning. Bye-bye for now.